you're on.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank all the members of the committee for their hard work, and I appreciate all the input they've had. Here comes one of our committee members right now. I don't think there's a chair, but we will recognize you, okay? Does everybody have a tracking sheet that we're going to go by?
Yes, ma'am.
Here comes one right now. The first is Department of Agriculture, Consumer Protection, 13.2.1. We're transferring the money that was transferred to the Department of Labor to Agriculture for elevated inspections over to the Department of Insurance. So we put a 0 to there. 13.3.3, they did some reducing of rent, and they've got the rent reduced over there by $51,000, so we took a $51,000 cut. We shoved that $51,000 right there. 13.4.5, we reduced the international trade contract by $100,000. 13.4.6, we put $200,000 into the guest worker program. Department of Community Affairs, 16.2.1, we took a 3% cut on regional commissioners from a 2. 16.3.3, we reduced operating cost by to $100,000. Wait just a minute.
We increased the use of other funds.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. 16.3.3, we increased the use of other funds. 16.11.1, we eliminated the contract to the Appalachian Community Enterprise, $20,000. 16.12.1, we said no to the cut on the Water Rural Association and increased it to $15,000. 16.12.1, we recognized additional revenue for One Georgia, and that's something that's come up since we had our meeting, and we were asked to put in the $500,000 to increase One Georgia by $500,000. 22.2.4, economic development, we reduced the marketing, took a 10% reduction in marketing funds. 22.4.1, we reduced funds for the Georgia Council for the Arts. They had not taken their 2% reduction. 22.5.3, we put in $400,000 for operating expenses for China, and this is for 2 direct investment personnel positions, and they'll be located in Chengda, China. I hope I pronounced that right. Qingdao, thank you, excuse me.
Was that done after the committee?
And that came after the committee. Something came up, came up after committee. That's the governor's request for the China project. Okay, 22.9.2. Representative Burns and Representative Chokers have been very, very concerned about the closing of the Plains and Sylvania Visiting Center, and we said we just reduced the funding by 2% and left it there. We did not recommend closing them. 22.9.3, we reduced the funding for Bainbridge Welcome Center, but we left $18,000 in there. 22.9.4, we restored the funding to the Historic Chattahoochee Commission. 22.9.5, we just cut we put in $25,000 to the Georgia Historical Society, making that 22.9.6. We restored $25,000 to the Georgia Humanities Council, 22.9.8. We reduced operating expenses for products division, and we want efficiency by $80,000. 22.10.1, we provided $35,000 of state funds for the Georgia Medical Center Authority, and they will only have to use $43,000 of their reserve. So that should help them. 25.2.1, we said yes to that. We reduced the funding but maintained the position. Public Service Commission, 39.3.1, we divided the $70,000. There was $70,000 in question when they moved some of the tow trucks over to the DPS, and so we divided that $75,000 in half. So we only took a part of the cut right there and restored $35,000 to the Public Service Commission. 43.2.1, 43.2.2, 43.3.1, and 43.3.2. We said no to all those cuts, and all those items will be about $50,000. Soil and water, did I miss that one? Okay.
Just announce which agency it was.
Oh, that was soil and water, I'm sorry. Okay. If I'm going too fast, please say so. Department of Transportation, airport aid, the 48.1.1, the $12,391 cut, we said no, and the agency's going to fill this position. 48.1.2, we said no to reducing the funds to airport aid, and we added $45,000, making the total airport aid $100,000, and they'll be able to pull down more federal money. Capital construction projects, if you'll notice 48.2.1, 48.2.2, and 48.2.3, we just sort of shifted at the request of the department. We just sort of shifted those down to 48.4.1. We just sort of shifted everything around. And one thing of 48.7.1, this is something that's come up since our last meeting. It's $10 million for local paving projects. And that's it. Do I have any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me.
On 22.53, the $400,000 for the project managers in the China office, did it cost $400,000 for 2 project managers?
And operating expenses.
And operating expenses go along with it.
Well, we already have operations there, so what additional operating expenses do we have?
Yes, I think Tracy can answer that.
They have one office currently in Beijing. This would be in a total different province in Qingdao, different part of the country.
And what is the purpose of it going to be?
Direct foreign investment is this office, and the other office is trade.
Foreign investment from China to Georgia, or for Georgia to China?
Georgia to China. representative there, is that not correct?
The 400,000 is for a new office that we're putting in the Changdao province, and that is for direct foreign investment to Georgia, to have prospects in China to invest in.
All right, in location geographically, how is it related to the other?
Well, the Qingdao province is near a port. It's the fourth largest port in the world. Beijing, from a trade perspective, we went there for the government relations, and been very successful. We've been in Beijing now for 4 years. This is the longest ever putting in there. Beijing is more from a trade, very different components. Even though they're in Beijing, we're still working on direct foreign investment, but we felt that direct foreign investment would better suit the national province, and that's why we're choosing to go there.
All right, is this going to be a contract, a yearly contract for independent contractors, or is this going to be state employees?
No, this will be a contract. Like our other offices around the world. We have 10 offices around the world. Most of them are all contracts with the exception of Japan and Cuba. We have 2 state employees.
In the two project managers, just two, we're not talking about project management companies, but just two project managers.
People within that contract to represent Georgia. Going out to companies that are looking to invest in the United States, they want to invest in Georgia.
Are they going to be Americans or are they going to be Chinese employees?
We haven't decided that. We probably look for American people. The current person who is in Beijing right now is American.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Madam Chair, I had one other on another
All
department.
right, thank you.
And DOT, the redirect of the 50 million from capital construction projects to the construction administration, is this just a consolidation? I know the commissioner's there. I don't know. Do you know, Tracy, what we're doing here?
They requested that move for use of projects to streamline the use of the money.
So it's not going to go to administrative
neutral,
duties.
no.
It's actually going to
Projects.
capital projects.
Capital outlay projects.
All right, thank you.
Do I have any other questions? I have a motion to pass. Do I have a second? All in favor? All opposed? Thank you.